The To-Do List is a story about this very type A girl, Brandy Clark, who graduates high school and realizes she knows nothing about boys and decides that she has this summer between high school and college, and she decides she needs to lose her virginity in order to be prepared for college. So she's a very studious, type A kind of girl, so she goes about losing sex like she would studying for the SATs. So she researches, she talks to her older sister, her friends, all of this. She makes a list of all of these things she needs to check off in order to lose her virginity. At the beginning of the film, Brandy Clark feels like she's on top of the world. She's the valedictorian. She gives this speech. It quickly goes terrible. And then she goes to a party, which she definitely missed the whole party scene in high school, and her friends drag her to this kind of wild graduation party where she meets a super hot college guy and kind of has her world rocked a little bit, and then that's sort of the instigator of this quest to lose her virginity. Rusty is played by Scott Porter, and he's basically Brandy's goal. She's, the whole summer the goal is to get with Rusty Waters. Brandy's boss at the pool is Willie, Bill Hader. Big stretch between the name Bill Hader and the character Willie. Willie's character is the total burnout boss at the pool, and he has not advanced far in his life, but I think he's actually pretty happy to be the pool manager. I wanted to tell this kind of an authentic coming-of-age story from a teenage girl's point of view. When I was writing the script, I did definitely have her in mind, and then I just lucked out that timing-wise it really worked. But she was, this is a very much like a low-budget passion project, and it took the cast and the crew, they gave quite a bit, and Aubrey was there, from the time I first wrote the script, and she and Bill and I got together and kind of picked out our favorite actors that we were fans of and friends with and asked them to do the movie, and so that worked out pretty great. This is not a love story. This is not a romantic comedy. This isn't. It's a coming-of-age story about a teenage girl who wants to get laid. It is not a love story. You can't do a period movie set in the 90s without the music. That was such a huge part of the movie, and the soundtrack is so much fun. And every song in there, for me, it signifies a very specific moment from my high school experience and a little bit of college experience too. So that was so much fun trying to go through and really get those songs. She was so brave. She was game for everything, which was so fun. And she had no problem putting herself in these very awkward situations, but it's played for comedy, and she just nailed it. It was so fun to work with her. Yeah, she's very gutsy. It was so much fun being on set with everyone, and shooting a movie when you're actually in production, to me, it feels like camp because everyone's there. You're all working long hours. You're just, you work so long and you're so sleep deprived that you get a little silly or, I don't know, a little wacky. So that's really fun. All these characters really knew each other, and there's a lot of camaraderie between the characters, so it's really fun when the cast actually has that in real life too. And so many of the cast had worked together before or were friends of friends, and it's all kind of, the comedy world is really incestuous, I guess. Everyone kind of knows everyone. So it was fun that they were, having a good time as well. When you're a teenager, you so badly want to know about things, and sex is one of those things. I grew up watching John Hughes movies like 16 Candles, Pretty in Pink. I also love I'll call it the teenage, like high school genre movie where you have American Pie, Dazed and Confused, Superbad, American Graffiti, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I love those movies and I love that genre. And I kind of look at the to-do list sort of like a dirty 16 Candles. It was so fun to have Andy Samberg play the part of Van, who is this, grunge music was such a big deal in the early 90s and it was just coming out. And I always had in mind, we needed to have some sort of interaction with a grunge band. So we just lucked out when, Andy's a friend, and when he agreed to do the part, I was so excited. Cameron, played by Johnny Simmons, is this sweet, lovable, dopey guy who has a huge crush on Brandy, who's clearly misreading all of her signals.